Today I'm going to change the poppet valve on my Blackmax 135 horsepower engine. And one of the reasons I'm doing that is I bought this boat an engine not too long ago. I don't know anything about the maintenance history of it. And from what I have seen, it was way behind on maintenance. So I've been doing some things to get it improved and up to speed. I'm worried about the condition of the poppet valve, so I want to go ahead and just get it changed out. I ordered the parts to replace it. There's a number of gaskets and things, the spring, the poppet valve itself, and I'm going to get that changed out. Now, I need to get right up underneath here to change that out, and so I'm going to see if I can move some things out of the way just to get a better view of what I'm working with. Now, before you disconnect this, you want to make sure that you disconnect your batteries. I disconnected the positive lead at my battery, so that way if any of these positives or negatives touch, they won't cause any sparks or arcing. And now I'm going to see if I can remove right here. Let's see, I've got another one to remove, but I'm going to need a short socket, a regular socket, not the long socket. Now, before taking any of this stuff apart, I went ahead and took a picture of it. And that way I just have a visual reference if I get to putting it back together and have a little trouble remembering or forget where something goes. You can look at that picture. It's a good idea when you're taking things apart. All right. I don't want to unhook all these wires. I just want to get it moved out of the way so I can access the poppet valve. So I might actually take a zip tie or something and just kind of zip tie it and hold it up out of the way. That way I've got it up and my area cleared out, but I'm not having to unhook all these wires to have to make that happen. So looks like a good candidate here. All right, now I've got that up out of the way so I can see my poppet valve. So I'm going to cut that zip tie and remove that hose first. I'm going to get a screwdriver and see if I can pry that hose off. All right, hose is off. Now we've got some 1/2-inch bolts holding this on. We're gonna go ahead and get those removed. Need our regular socket for that, 1/2-inch. Might have to use a wrench to break those loose first. I'll have to grab a ratchet. Sometimes it takes several different tools to get something to come apart. Just have to figure out your best angle for getting it done. So I'm going to spray some penetrating oil on it, and I'm going to try to work it back and forth. I do not want to break a bolt off while taking this apart. Try to get my light shining in there. All right, now that I've got them broke loose, get that ratchet in there again. And I gotta say, since I got this electric ratchet, I have really enjoyed it. It has been a real time saver for like when you get into a tight spot, instead of having to sit there and try to work it, if you can just get in there and boom, hit the trigger. Saves a lot of time. I replaced the spark plugs on my truck the other night, and it was a Ford with the cowl that hangs over the engine quite a bit, and it really saved a lot of time while doing that project. All right, we'll see if we can get this pried off of here. See what we got. All right, we've got the cover off there. And it sure is sticky in there. Let's see if we can get it worked out. Right. So now we'll get this cleaned up, get some new gaskets put in there. I'm just going to scrape off the old gaskets. try to get this grommet out, and I'm going to try to use this longer screwdriver to hold it so we don't have it pop inside the motor and we get it out. So perfect, we got that out. So I've got the new one here, and you always want to compare to make sure that you've got the right part. Now I'm going to put a little bit of dielectric grease on here, just kind of as assembly lube, and we're going to get it shoved in there. All right, perfect. So now we've got that shoved in there, and we'll continue with the next part of the build. Now I got all these parts, they're all Quicksilver parts. I looked, and I did see some cheaper kits that was supposedly had everything included. I wanted to use all Mercury parts, and then so I had to just order these online individually. But I think it was going to be worth the extra money to have the OEM parts. Oh, we got a new deflector. Try out the old one with the screwdriver. All right. Ooh, got some funky crud in there. Okay, I've got the block cleaned up, the mating surfaces. I scraped it, used a little emery cloth, got the old cork gaskets off there, got our new rubber grommet installed, so we're ready to go back together. And I've got a couple of new cork gaskets that we're going to use, of course, to get it installed back together. And I also ordered new bolts. These are old and rusty. We want to make sure that they're, of course, the exact same length. And the trick to making sure that they're the same thread pitch is that you can lay one bolt on top of the other and see how they fit in perfectly. So you know that's the same thread pitch. And so now we'll go ahead and get started. So we're going to have kind of a little sandwich here. I'll install this here. That there. Get another. Get our bolts put through here. All right. All right, so we've got our new poppet valve and hardware installed. And right now then I just need to put all this back together, connect our power wires, hook our hoses up. I think I'm also going to take the time to disconnect a couple of these hoses, just blow through it, and to make sure I don't have any crud in there. I recently checked the outlet telltale hose on this boat and had a little shell in there that was causing an obstruction. So it's a good idea to blow through those and check those while you're doing the maintenance. And like I said, I'm pretty sure these were the original parts. And although they weren't torn or anything, I can see this diaphragm is kind of getting weak. Got a lot of flex into it. Not surprising, since it's probably the original from 1994 when this motor was built. But now I can feel confident that I've got the new poppet valve installed. Did install some new thermostats that you can check out in another one of my videos. And as always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.